Hello there, grade 7. This is the Sherwin, and welcome to another video about substances. For this video, we are going to review about the phase changes of matter. And number 2, we are going to do a little experiment about temperature and changing states of substances. So before we go to the experiment, let's have first a short review. So we already learned about the 3 states of matter. They are your solid, liquid, and gas, right? And also from the previous video, we learned about the phase changes of matter, wherein for you to convert or make your solid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. So it's either you add heat or remove heat to change the phase from one phase to another. So like for example, if you want your solid to become liquid, you have to add heat. And that process is what you call your melting. If you want your liquid to become your solid, so you're going to remove heat. So that is the process of your freezing. So the same way with your gas. So if you want to make your gas to liquid, so you can have your condensation. If you want to make your liquid to gas, then you have your evaporation. If you want your solid to become gas, then you have your sublimation. If you want your gas to become solid, then you have your deposition. Okay, so try to identify this one. So this picture, so this is a picture of your dew, the morning dew. So what process is this? What phase change of matter is this? So is it melting, freezing, condensation, evaporation, sublimation, or deposition? Okay, so this is an example of your condensation. Number 2, so you have here your wet clothes. So you bring them outside and hang it under the heat of the sun. So what do you think will happen to the water? So what phase changes of matter is it? Okay, so this is the process of your evaporation. Next, let's look at the picture. So from 1941, so it is completely covered with ice. And then in the year 2004, so it becomes water. So what do you think is this phase changes of matter? Okay, this is the process of your melting. Next, how about this one? Okay, it's freezing, correct. This one, this is your dry ice. So your dry ice, so when you place it outside, so you cannot find traces of water when it disappears compared to your ordinary ice. So your dry ice will undergo what phase change of matter? Okay, so it will undergo your sublimation. Okay, so before we start with the experiments, I want you to prepare your Master in Science 1A and open to page 11 first. Okay, so when you open your book, so you can see there the name of the experiment. And that is temperatures and changing states of substances. So let's read first our objective. So our objective is to examine the changing states of substances when their temperatures change. So another word for your objective is goal, or simply your target. So our target, our goal is to examine. If you say the word examine, that is to look at it, to look and study. So you're going to look at the experiment and you're going to analyze, you're going to study what do you think are happening there. So to examine the changing states of substances when their temperatures change. Okay, problem. So let's read first. Problem. So can the change in temperatures of substances cause their states to change? So problem. This is the purpose. Why do we do this experiment? So you want to have like a question and you want that question to be answered. That's why your problem is always stated in a question, such as, can the change in temperature of substances cause their states to change? So do you think if we are going to change the temperature, so do you think the state of the matter would change? So where do you put your answer? So your hypothesis. So your hypothesis is like your prediction. It's like your prediction or your educated guess. So your hypothesis is like your possible answer. Okay. So again, so your hypothesis is your educated guess or prediction, meaning it can be right, it can also be wrong, right? But don't you worry, this is the purpose of your experiment in order to prove your hypothesis. So if you're going to make your hypothesis, so you have to remember the cause and effect, okay? So I'll give you an example. So my hypothesis is this one. If, you always start with a statement if, because in hypothesis, we don't know yet what will happen to your experiment, right? So that's why you always start with if. So example, if I increase the temperature, the ice will, okay, you will be the one to continue this one, okay? So there will be, you can have one hypothesis or many hypotheses if you want to, okay? So let's go first with our equipment. So our equipment number one, we have water and ice. So I would suggest this ice. So these ice cubes, you're going to crush it so that it will fit into your beaker. Okay, number two. Okay, we need our 100 ml of beaker. Number three, we need also a thermometer. So a thermometer is a device used to measure the degree of hotness or coldness. That is your temperature. So a thermometer is used to measure temperature. So temperature is hotness or coldness. So my room temperature right now is this one. So this is 30, and I'm using the degrees Celsius thermometer, so I would say 30 degrees Celsius. So this is my room temperature. Okay. So this one, this is your bulb of your thermometer, and this long part of your thermometer is what you call your stem. So this liquid here, this red liquid starting from your bulb going to your stem. So this is your alcohol. So it's color red, so it will be visible. And also in order to be seen clearly, right? Because as we all know, alcohol is transparent, okay? Next is we have your alcohol burner. Alcohol burner, so this will be used to provide the heat that we need for our experiment. And also we need a stopwatch. So take note of the time, how much time already passes by when we do our experiment. Okay, so let's start with our instructions. So for my instructions, so I accompany it with video because it's easy for you to comprehend, it's easy for you to understand the instruction if you have the video as well, okay? Okay, so let's read first our first instruction. Fill the beaker with water about 1 centimeter high from the bottom.
Step number 1. Fill the beaker with water about 1 centimeter high from the bottom. So 1 centimeter in your beaker is like 20 ml or 20 cc.
Okay, instruction number 2. Fill the beaker with ice so that the water level rises to 3 centimeter high. Instruction number 3. Place the thermometer into the beaker.
Step number 2. I'm going to put ice in your beaker so that the water level will rise up to 3 centimeters high. 3 centimeter high in your beaker is 60 ml. Okay, so the beaker right now has 60 ml of water. Next, I'm going to put your thermometer and make sure to prepare your stopwatch.
Okay, instruction number 4. Make sure to get your stopwatch and time and record the temperature every 30 seconds. So if you're going to open your book there so you can see the record sheet, so make sure to use your pencil to record as you are listening the video. So for every 30 seconds and in your book, so it will last for like 8 minutes or almost 9 minutes. And also for this video, I will be using minutes, not seconds. So please take note, if you say 60 seconds, that is 1 minute. If you say 120 seconds, that's 2 minutes. 180 is 3 minutes. 240 is 4 minutes. 300 seconds is 5 minutes. 360 seconds is 6 minutes. 420 seconds is 7 minutes. And 480 seconds, it's your 8 minutes, okay? Before starting the experiment, so we're using flame, we're using fire. So if you're afraid to lit the alcohol burner, or if you want to do it by yourself, so please ask help from your mom or dad, or from your older brother or sister to assist you in this experiment, okay? Safety first. Okay, so in this video, so right now I'm placing on the thermometer, so make sure that the bulb of your thermometer does not touch this part. So please observe the movement of your alcohol here. So as you place the thermometer down, so the alcohol also moves down. So most of the time, I want you to observe the movement of your alcohol here. So I'm placing now the lamp, the alcohol burner, and you can start the timer right now.
Please look at closely.
During the course of this video, so I'm going to tell you the time, and please write down the temperature in your book. So 30 seconds is 2 degrees Celsius. I forgot to mention, sorry.
At 1 minute, 4 degrees Celsius.
So at 1 minute, it's 4 degrees Celsius. Please write it down in your notebook, or I mean in your book. So you can fast forward this video, but make sure to write down the temperature in your book.
At 1 minute and 30 seconds, 10 degrees Celsius.
this mark here is your 10 degrees Celsius. So again, make sure
At
that
2 minutes, 15 degrees Celsius.
So once again, just make sure that the bulb does not touch the bottom of your beaker. The bulb should only comes in contact with the water. So observe what happens to the ice right now.
At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 19 degrees Celsius.
2 minutes and 30 seconds is 150 seconds. Right now it's at 20 degrees Celsius.
At 3 minutes, 22 degrees Celsius.
3 minutes is 180 seconds.
At 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 25 degrees Celsius.
That's 210 seconds.
At 4 minutes, 30 degrees Celsius.
4 minutes is 240 seconds. So right now the alcohol is at 30 degrees Celsius.
At 4 minutes and 30 seconds, 35 degrees Celsius.
That is 270 seconds. The alcohol right now is 40 degrees Celsius.
At 5 minutes, it's 43 degrees Celsius.
5 minutes is 300 seconds.
At 5 minutes and 30 seconds, 50 degrees Celsius.
So that is 330 seconds. Alcohol level is now at 50 degrees Celsius.
At 6 minutes, 58 degrees Celsius.
6 minutes is 360 seconds. Alcohol now is about to hit 60 degrees Celsius.
At 6 minutes and 30 seconds, 64 degrees Celsius.
Don't forget also to look at the changes in your water. So the ice right now completely disappears. So what remains there is your water. Please look at the bottom of your beaker and observe the changes there.
At 7 minutes, it's 71 degrees Celsius.
So alcohol level is at 70 degrees Celsius. 7 minutes is 420 seconds. Look at the bottom of your beaker. Bubbles.
It's 7 minutes and 30 seconds, 78 degrees Celsius.
So look at the bottom of your beaker. Bubbles are starting to form.
At 8 minutes, 84 degrees Celsius.
8 minutes is 480 seconds. So more bubbles are forming at the bottom of your beaker.
So bubbles are start forming. So at 8 minutes and 30 seconds, 88 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so that's already 510 seconds. So the water right now starts to boil. And please observe that you can see steam or water vapor coming out from your beaker. So after this one, so we're going to wait like 3 minutes. And let's try to observe if the temperature continues to rise.
So at 9 minutes, it's already 93 degrees Celsius.
So as the temperature increases, so more bubbles are formed. At the same time, steam are starting to come out from the beaker. So let's try to observe in a few more minutes.
At 10 minutes, it's 93 degrees Celsius.
So one more minute to go because bubbling started like 8 minutes. So 3 more minutes, so that would be 11 minutes.
At 10 minutes and 30 seconds, 94 degrees Celsius. At 11 minutes, 94 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so 3 minutes passed already. So we're going to remove now the alcohol burner and allow the beaker to cool down. So as you remove the heat, so bubbles are starting to disappear as well. Okay, so once again, so please record the temperature here. So for the changes in ice here, so does the ice melt? melt, or does the ice evaporate? evaporate. Okay, so don't forget to complete also the summary of your book. In your summary, so don't forget to write what did you observe or what have you found out from the experiment. So another word for your summary is conclusion. So you can write your observation. So if you want to write around 8 minutes, the water starts to form bubbles. Or if you want to say, right, like around 3 minutes, the temperature is starting to increase. Okay, so you can write whatever you want there in your summary. Okay. Okay, so writing activity. So please complete or continue to complete page 12 of your Master in Science book. So when you complete it already, so don't forget to submit it to Teacher Win when you come back to school. And then we will discuss there. Okay, we will discuss there your answers. So this video will be played during our face-to-face classes, okay? So if you have any questions, so you can ask Teacher Sherwin through my Gmail account, and that is sherwin.taklong@gmail.com. Okay, so that ends the content of this video. So I hope you learned a lot from our experiment this time, and hope to see you again. Okay, bye-bye.